Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. Today I have my next installment of my collabathon for the Sew Purple to End ALZ challenge. And this one is actually a dual challenge collaboration. And I am partnering with the gorgeous Carmen from Carmen Salome here on YouTube and on Instagram. And we are both making a purple little girl's dress for the combined challenges of Sew Purple to End ALZ and Project Dress a Girl 2022. So if you want to see what we made, then please stay tuned. Okay, so Carmen and I did not make, I don't think we made the same dress. I actually have no idea what dress she made, but we had agreed to partner on Project Dress a Girl and Sew Purple to End ALZ and make a little girl's dress in a purple fabric. Even though I am focused on Sew Purple to End ALZ this month, I very much want to support my dear friend Madi from Madi Sews and her challenge for making a dress for every little girl that we can. And last year, she encouraged people to make over 800 dresses for Project Dress a Girl, which is just unbelievably phenomenal for her first time out of the gate. That was amazing. And I think this year she's gonna even go higher. So I was inspired by Carmen earlier in the year to sew one dress a month until the month of September. Now, I have fallen off track because I really lost my Sojo this summer. I lost my filming Joe. Like I was just like not into it this summer. So I am a little bit behind, but I did make a new dress for this challenge and I'd like to share it with you. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about Project Dress a Girl. So Madi started this campaign last year and she's repeating it this year. She is spearheading this challenge to encourage people to make a dress for a little girl in an impoverished situation, whether that's an impoverished country or poverty here in the US. Like they supply dresses for little girls around the world. Hence, Dress a Girl Around the World is the name of the organization. So in the month of September, if you make a dress for a little girl, you can donate it to an ambassador. So there are only a handful of ambassadors that are in a situation where they're able to take an influx of dresses. So go check out Madi's blog post. I will link it in the description box below. She gives you all of the details. She gives you the names and email addresses for all of the ambassadors that are willing to take dresses. There's one in the UK. There are several here in the US. And if none of those work for you, you can always send your dresses to Madi and she will donate them to her local ambassador in Maryland. So a little bit about the dresses. They do want you to use preferably woven fabric. If you choose to use a knit, then the skirt portion of the dress should be in a woven fabric, preferably a natural fiber, because a lot of these dresses go to girls in really hot environments and the natural fibers just breathe better. No, please don't include any closures like buttons or zips unless it's a decorative detail. It should not be a functional detail for a couple of different reasons. One, a lot of these families are washing the dresses in very harsh environments, whether it's a river or a bucket or whatever, but it's a harsher environment. If the button or the zipper breaks or falls off, they may not have the means to reattach it. So for those reasons, they ask that you don't use any of those for closures. Just use ties or just have it be a pullover. If you use ties, then please have it be a fabric tie or like a twill tape. Don't use ribbon because ribbon comes untied very easily. So they should also have pockets. So whether those are patch pockets on the front or inseam pockets, it doesn't matter. And then the final request is that you attach a label. So you can get these labels. It's Dress a Girl Around the World. The label says Dress a Girl Around the World. And you just want to attach that somewhere on the front of the garment, whether it's at the neckline if you're making something with sleeves, it can be on the sleeve, at the bottom of the hem, on the pocket. I typically put it on the pocket, but it can go anywhere. The whole point of the label is to show any potential predators that that little girl is being looked after an organization. Okay, so go check out Maddie's introduction video. I will link it in the description box. I will put it in the cards at the end of the video. She goes into much more detail and is much more eloquent than I am about the whole thing. So if you want to see what dress I made, then let's just jump into it. Okay, so I have been focusing this year on making dresses from free patterns that are accessible to anybody who has a printer, a computer and a printer, because you can download it and then you can print it on your own printer. I typically don't like taping PDF patterns together, but these little girl dresses really don't take very much paper and they don't take very long to tape together. So I was definitely into it. My goal was to make a different free pattern every month. Again, I fell off track. And because this month I have a lot going on, I ended up going back to one of the other patterns that I've already made. And it's my favorite one that I've tried so far. And it is the popover sundress from Oliver & S. And I'll post a picture of it here. This is a loose-fitting A-line dress. It's got a really cute yoke and it's got over-the-shoulder ties. Literally could not be more simple to put together. So if you are a beginner sewer, super easy. There's nothing complicated about this whatsoever. What I love about this pattern, it comes in many sizes. It comes in sizes 2 through 8. And if you're willing, it also comes with a matching pattern to sew for an 18-inch doll, which I think is just adorable. So the dress that I made this time is in some of my leftover purple fabrics. And this is a gorgeous linen that I had from a project. I believe I got this linen at Style Maker Fabrics. Actually, the linen, I might have, yeah, I did. I got it from Style Maker Fabrics. And then this batik, I also got from Style Maker Fabrics. So I made this dress. The dress pattern does not come with pocket patterns. I just cut out some squares and slapped them on. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But yeah, so the dress is super easy. It comes with 2 pattern pieces. You've got the pattern piece for the yoke and you've got the pattern piece for the front/back. It is exactly the same on the front and the back. The only thing that distinguishes the front is that I put pockets on it. If I didn't put pockets on it, this could literally be worn either way. So you've got one pattern piece for the front. You cut front and back. You cut it on the fold. And then there's one pattern piece for the yoke. And you cut 2 pieces of those, one for the front, one for the back. The way that they have you attach it is super straightforward. There's really nothing complicated. You attach the yoke first. You sew it right side of yoke to wrong side of front. You sew that, then you flip it over, you press it down, you press the raw edge down, I think 1/4 inch, and then you top stitch it on. And then you sew the side seams on. The one thing I would suggest that you do that I forget every flippin' time because it's not in the instructions, and I don't print my instructions out, which maybe I should because then I could write notes on them. I usually just read the instructions straight off my computer, but because it's not in the instructions, I forget to put the pocket pieces on before I sew the side seams up, which makes it more difficult to put the pockets on. It would be a lot easier to put the pockets on if I did it before I sewed the side seams up. So that's just my little tip to you. Try and remember to sew the pockets on before you put the dress together. Put the yoke on, put the pockets on the front, sew the side seams up, and then you just add bias binding to the edge of the armhole. You extend it as long as you need to make the ties over the shoulders. These might be a little bit long, but they can always cut those down. This is a size 2, and I just added the pockets. I actually have a square ruler, and I used this to cut out a, let's see, a 4x4 piece of fabric. And I learned this trick from Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Anytime I have a patch pocket now, I do a lined version, which means I just cut out 2 of the pocket. If I'm making 2 pockets, I cut out 4 pieces. 2, 4. And I sew 2 of them together, right sides together. I leave a little bit of a opening so that I can turn it inside out, press it nice and clean, tuck that seam allowance in, and then I top stitch it onto the dress. And that just, I mean, I don't think it takes any more time or any less time. It might actually be quicker than folding the edges under and trying to get that corner nice and neat. And plus it just makes it nice and clean for the inside, so you don't have to worry about like the fold over edge coming undone and flipping out. It really doesn't take very much time, and it's just a much nicer, cleaner pocket. So thank you, Jen, for teaching me that. And I do it on every pocket that I make, every patch pocket that I make anyway. So that's all I did for this dress. I'm really excited to see what Carmen made. So Carmen is the one, I don't know if I said this already, she started the whole make a dress every month starting back in January. So I don't know if she's ahead of schedule or not, or if she's right on track. If she's right on track, then this will be her 9th dress. So like I said, I've already made this dress once, and I'll share it with you again. I've already done a video on this one. I used some leftover Ankara fabric that I had. This fabric, the yoke is the border for this print. So it's not different fabrics, it's all the same fabric. And you can see on the pocket, I just cut the pocket so that the border was at the edge of the pocket, which I thought was cool. And again, I lined the pocket, I've got the label on the pocket, and this is the size 12. So, oh, that's what I wanted to mention. The thing that I love about this pattern, especially for those of you that wanted to make multiple sizes for Project Dress a Girl, you know how some patterns, when you change sizes, like the lines of the pattern, especially for like the arm side or maybe the neckline or something, they end up starting to cross over. This pattern doesn't do that. Every size, every next smaller size is completely nested inside the larger size. So when you print the pattern out, it goes from size 12, or 8, sorry, from 8 to 7 to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And none of the lines cross over. So if you're a cutter and not a tracer, you can use the pattern to cut the 8. Then you cut the pattern down to the 7 and you can make a 7. Then you cut it down to a 6 and make a 6. You see where I'm going with this, right? So I think that is really great, especially for a project like this, where you just want to make a bunch of different sizes. It's a super easy, quick make, and it's such a cute dress. So it might seem like you're taking the easy way out because it's so easy, but it's a cute dress. Any little girl is gonna love getting this. And you can use scraps for the yoke and the pockets. Yeah, I mean, it's super cute. I love it, and I highly recommend that pattern. So I'm excited to see what Carmen has made, and I will be doing one more Project Dress a Girl video for Sew Purple to End ALZ, and that will be with the lovely Madi herself. And that video was originally scheduled to go up tomorrow on the 7th, but Madi had a scheduling conflict, so that video is moving to the 14th. And the 7th is going to be my one day of a break. So if you are interested, I will link in the description box all of the details for Sew Purple to End ALZ. If you are just joining and you don't know what it's all about, please go and check out my intro video. I'll link it in the cards here. It's going to be linked in the end cards at the end of the video and in the description box. I will tell you everything there is to know about Sew Purple to End ALZ, about all the collaborations, and about the prizes. I will have every link for all the ALZ information in the description box in every video this month. And I'm going to have the full list of all of my collaborators, what date we're collaborating, and what project we're collaborating on. hopefully you are following along, but if not, then please go and check out yesterday's video, which is with the beautiful Christine from Christine Sews a Lot, and we made the Peppermint lounge set in double gauze fabric, and spoiler alert, we both loved it. So go and check out both of those videos, and tomorrow we actually have a break. So yeah, there we go. Wherever you are, I hope the weather's amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, and I will talk to you in 2 days. Bye.